Hi, I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach. And the question I'm going to ask today is, what's the best cold outreach or cold messaging to use on LinkedIn? Now, before I share this information with you, hit that subscribe button because I've got a lot more content to share with you on how to use LinkedIn and Sales Navigator as business tools. So first of all, it's important for me and hopefully for you to understand that LinkedIn is a human-to-human engagement site. It's a human-to-human networking site. It is not a replacement for email cold messaging. It is not a replacement for cold calling. Very clearly, it's a human-to-human engagement site. Now, to answer that question, if I want to reach out to another human on LinkedIn who I perceive as my target audience, my ideal client, or someone that I want to connect with for some meaningful reason, and I don't have a way to get introduced to them and they don't know who I am yet, that's cold messaging. It's a multiple touch point process, and here's where it starts for me. The first thing I do is I look at their LinkedIn profile and I try to do a couple things. Number one, verify they are the right person in the right role in the right organization. And number two, I look for some meaningful or substantial relevance or relationship between me and them. Maybe we have a bunch of mutual connections that are good people, maybe we're in the same groups, or maybe we used to work for the same companies, or maybe we've got the same degrees from the same colleges. But I look for something substantial that is meaningful so that I can use that information in my messaging. Here's the next thing I do. While doing that, I want to validate that they're using LinkedIn enough for me to continue this journey of trying to engage with them through LinkedIn. The worst thing I could do is believe that they're on LinkedIn and start this journey of engaging with them or messaging them and hoping and praying that they're going to look at LinkedIn to be able to see I did that. So validate they're active on LinkedIn before I go any further. Now, if I discover that they are active on LinkedIn, I'm going to look for a piece of content that they shared, or a piece of content that is highly relevant to them, typically from their activity page. I'm going to review that content. I'm going to look for a way to engage on that content with a comment, not a like, in some meaningful way, and make my comment about the content and or about them. If I discover they are not active enough on LinkedIn for me to engage with them, then I'm going to look for another way to engage with them outside of LinkedIn, or I'm going to move on to my next LinkedIn prospect and ignore this one for now. Now, if my goal is to connect with them, which by the way is not always my goal, but if my goal is to connect with them, I'm going to follow up with a LinkedIn invite. I'm going to reference the piece of content that they shared that I engaged on, or the piece of content that was all about them. And I may reference the substantial relationship information I found about them, went to the same school, or something else that's substantial. And then I'm going to invite them to connect with me and let them know I'm appreciative of the content I discovered. If my goal is only to engage with them right now, then I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to reference the content in a sentence or two. I'm going to reference that I reviewed their LinkedIn profile and found this substantial relationship between me and them. Then I'm going to invite them to a conversation, whatever the conversation is. Maybe I'm seeking some insights or seeking some knowledge, or maybe I want to know more about an organization, or maybe I see that they have done something that is interesting, intriguing, or where I can glean some knowledge from them. I'm going to invite them to a conversation. I will never use an email to invite them to a sales pitch. I will never use an email to let them know I have an answer to what I perceive is their problem. I'm going to invite them to a conversation. I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. LinkedIn is a human-to-human engagement site, human-to-human social engagement, social networking. And when you think of it that way, and you know clearly it's not a replacement for email spam, it's not a replacement for cold calling, it's not a replacement for mass marketing, then you're going to use it differently and you're going to get better long-term results. Lots of people are looking for splash in the pan, fireworks, huge return on investment today. And you may do that by blasting out across the internet. It's all the material you want to blast out and see a wave of success that quickly diminishes. Don't do that. I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach. I hope these ideas help you create more value using LinkedIn as a business tool.